Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading of today, a Wednesday afternoon. And it looks as if the end game might be approaching. This is according to Lady C. Now we know that there is a summit, a family summit being held at Balmoral this summer. They're all there. And it was supposed to be about the Commonwealth and the drama around the Commonwealth, the damage to the Commonwealth that has been caused by Harry and Meghan, what William and Catherine are going to do about it. But Lady C says, no, that's not what the meeting is about at all. The meeting is really about dealing with the complexity of Harry and Meghan's breakup. Basically, I'm using my own language here, the toxic fallout of the collapse of their marriage. That's how I'm describing it, not Lady C's words, my words. She says she's heard it from good sources very close to Harry, Harry's friends, people who know him well, that he's over it. The marriage is over. They hardly see each other and he is ready to leave. That's what she's hearing. But of course, there are problems. And so this is why the royal family has gathered to discuss the problems. Lady C says the real urgency, hence the summit, is regarding the complexity of their breakup. There are children involved. Lady C goes on to say Meghan thinks she has some aces. Basically, Meghan's prepared to burn the place down. Paraphrasing again, the royals aren't concerned about that. They can pretty much put those flames out. But there are awkward situations that need to be dealt with. Meghan created one of those major situations. So of course the mind leaps to children and things that go bump and all the mystery around the children, which no doubt is why the royals are gathered to ponder what to do. The time has now come to deal with the situation they should have dealt with 5 years ago, in my opinion, and many other people's opinions, but here we are. So I have got the Knights Templar Tarot on the tarot table. I'm going to have a look at this and I'm going to ask what the state of the marriage is and is Harry ready to do a runner. I'm going to ask how the King feels, how Charles feels, and how William feels. We know that William shut down all talk of a summit in London. Instantly, he went to Tom Sykes at the Daily Beast and said, not on my watch. I did see that in the reading that I did on that rumoured meeting, that it was something the royals were not interested in at the time. So that got shut down. So Charles's feelings, William's feelings, what are their attitudes? What are they worried about? Just anything that universe wants to tell us. And then in terms of worries, how worried are they about Harry's mental health? Because Lady did mention the Harry offing himself thing. Again, that was their trigger warning for anyone who doesn't want to hear about things like that, but apparently not so concerned now. He seems on quite in quite a positive place at the moment. We saw him looking very jolly in Japan and Singapore recently. So how worried are they about Harry's mental health? How worried are they about the fallout from all the scandal around, the alleged scandal around the children? Then Meghan, what aces does Meghan think she holds? One's mind immediately leaps to drugs, maybe even violence, maybe things like Harry made me have an eating disorder like Mummy Diana had, that kind of thing. A lot of speculation that she's going to really throw him under a bus, blame him for her own mental state. So we're going to look at that. What her intentions are, how nuclear she's going to go, how vicious she might be at this point with regard to Harry and all the royal family. Outcome, what the royals are going to do. What are they going to come up with as a strategy to deal with this fallout? And how toxic is it going to be for them? Because, of course, many things that they allegedly knew about might come out that might make the general public really angry. £30 million wedding, for instance. All kinds of dodginess around money, marriage, babies, line of succession. merching, I don't know, you name it, it's there. So that's where we're going with this reading with the Knights Templar Tarot, and we are going to remember, one more shuffle, that this is a tarot reading. There's somebody leaving, 8 of Cups, somebody on his way home. There it is. It's tarot for fun and entertainment. It's all my opinion. It's all speculation. I read energy here, archetypal energy, because we're dealing with the archetypal family. And disclaimer, of course, in the box below. Let us see what is going on. I always mess these things up because I'm looking at the tarot table, not the camera. And technology is not my friend. Let's see. I'll explain as I go. I've pretty much told you what I'm asking, what I want to know. And there we go. That's where we are. Oh, made a real boo-boo. Anyway, there we go. Got the spread. And underlying energy, we've got the 2 of Cups. That is a reconciliation card. That would not be Harry and Meghan reconciling. That would be a surprise, I think, at this point, with that desperate merching that's going on in Montecito and the gleeful escape to Japan and Singapore. That is reconciling with the royal family. I want to come home, help, guide me in, really. So, 2 of Cups is about that, is about him. Probably reaching out to the family and saying things are really bad, or to friends, and via friends to the family, things are really bad. Help, I need to come home. Situation, overall situation we're dealing with right now. We're dealing with the 7 of Pentacles. 7s are thinking cards, and they are taking stock of a situation. It's a pause in the action where you have a bit of a think. And everyone's having a bit of a think. I'm sure that Harry is having a bit of a think. I'm thinking, has this marriage run its course? Have I got squeezed every last pentacle out of it that I possibly could? Because it does seem to have been all about the pentacles for him. Referencing the reading I did just yesterday on the Backers story. It turned out to be, from where I was standing anyway, all about money. And Harry, I know there's all kinds of shady stuff that's deeper than that, but that is the story that universe decided that I needed to see. So Harry taking stock, royals also. We need to gather around. We need to have a think about this. We need to see, are our assets secure? Is the trust fund secure? Is his money secure? Is our property secure? The jewelry? What's going on? Get everyone together, get the accountants, the lawyers, everyone sit down and discuss all of this, titles, everything. We need to know where everything is. We need to take stock of it all and itemize everything. That's not normally how specific the 7 of Pentacles is for me as a tarot reader, but this is how it's coming across to me now. It's real line by line, item by item, who had what, who got what, who spent what, who owes what, that kind of thing. It's balancing the books with the 7 of Pentacles. Interesting energy that's coming out of that card. So tell us how bad the marriage is right now. Yeah, we got Judgment, but Judgment in reverse. That's a divorce card because it's legal proceedings. It is decisions. It is regretting decisions because it's in reverse, ruining the day that they ever tied the knot, wherever and whenever they did that. Is one of those great mysteries we might find an answer to sooner rather than later. The thing also is about being judged by people and criticized. The thing, the card, went blank there briefly. It happens when things download sometimes. But it's also about how people are going to view them, because they've been so loud about theirs is the one true love, and the royal family and William and Catherine are just a show couple, a sham marriage, and William's really with someone else. We won't mention the poor girl's name today. and all of that stuff. So being criticized, being condemned, being judged out of hand, no chance of a reconciliation with Judgment in reverse. Judgment is coming around again, and no coming around again. We're not going to try this again. It's over. It's a big card. It's major arcana. It's almost at the end of the major arcana, the Judgment card. It's reaching its end with that card. And how keen is Harry to flee? Because this seems to be all coming from Harry. How keen is he to flee? He's very hopeful that he can. It's very much healing, and I don't think that he's one who would stop praying anytime soon. He's got his gurus and his plant medicine and all of that kind of stuff. I don't think he'd fall on his knees and bow down to any form of divine energy, superior being. My personal opinion of him as a human being, but he's certainly hopeful. With that card, he's hopeful he can get himself out of the situation, or they can come to his rescue and get him out of the situation, and everything can be healed and they can reconcile, and it'll all be happy ever after. Dream on. We're going to move on to the actual royals now. How does the king feel about this? What's his view of the situation? What does he want? We've got the Knight of Cups in reverse. He's not pleased about this at all. He is upset, in fact. I think because it's Knight and not King energy in reverse, of course, water sign, I think he's more concerned about how William is going to react to this. His son, of course, the water sign Prince of Wales. How is Prince William going to respond? Prince William, obviously, absolutely furious. Prince William was really ridiculed and spare. It's very clear that Prince Harry is extremely resentful, jealous of his brother, that he could actually be quite dangerous to William and his family. So I think Charles is really very mindful right now of how angry, how upset, how hostile Prince William is going to be. So how is Prince William going to respond to this? He's got the Sun. Very interesting card, because it's a card of joy, of light, of illumination. The sun sees everything. And this card, I know I haven't got a tinfoil hat on. I know what the Knights Templars are about, but that's not what we're dealing with here. We're just dealing with tarot. And these cards happen to have knights and all that kind of stuff, and battles and things. So that's why we're using them, castles and stuff. So, but the Sun is very powerful. It is the most powerful energy in the tarot. So making William feel extremely powerful. He wants clarity. What the Sun does often is its light, its radiance, its energy heals. If you've got something that's toxic or ill or moldy or nasty, stick it in the sun, and the sun will do healing on it. So there is something in this situation that is toxic, rotten, foul, that William wants the light shone on. He wants it cleared. He wants that power, his own power, to go into the situation and clean it up. This is extremely powerful energy. He's very glad about this. Finally, I can deal with this abscess, this wound in the heart of our family. I can lance it, I can clear it, I can burn it out with the Sun energy. So he's very, very, very pleased. Charles is the one that's worried about how this is going to go down. William is, bring it, I'm ready, I'm waiting for you. What in particular are they worried about, the royals? With these, as I say, Lady C said, the complexity of the breakup. Awkward situations. First one, Harry's mental health. We've already got healing energy with a star. How worried are they about his mental health right now? Or were they? Yeah, Ace of Swords, they were. They are worried about him. It's a dangerous card, the Ace of Swords. Very much, you can see the snake or serpent wound around that sword. That is worrying. And I think they are worried. I think they're worried that he might over-medicate to be tiptoeing around the topic. Swords in reverse can be very destructive, very dangerous energy that could be used against oneself. For instance, with the sword in reverse, particularly that card, because the Ace of Swords is about decisiveness, it's about ideas, clarity, vision. And in reverse, it's somebody who is confused and lacking vision, that they don't see any other way out than what that card in reverse might represent. So it is a powerful source of concern to them, very much so. It's something that's on their minds all the time, that they think his mental state, because swords are about thoughts, that his mental state is very dangerous. Again, trigger warning. So what about the children's situation? How messy, how much are the royals worried about that, about how messy that could get? And we got the King of Wands in reverse. Interesting. It's a very interesting card, actually, that King of Wands. For some reason, it brought to mind the funeral and the candle, oddly. But anyway, that's just a mental association. The King of Wands, of course, is PR, is enthusiasm. He's a leader. He's a charismatic leader. He's someone that everyone rallies around. So when it's in reverse, it would be that people are turned off and don't no longer respect the authority of that King of Wands. That this could be very problematic from a PR point of view. It could be disastrous. That people could get really angry, really disenchanted with the royals, fall quite violently out of love with the royals, no longer be interested in the royals. So it's a big card, it's a big source of concern, the children's situation. Tell us about Meghan, the aces that she thinks she holds. She has up her sleeve, that rolled up sleeve. What does she think she has? The Lovers. The Lovers is Gemini card, strangely enough. There is one Gemini, of course, who is no more, and that is the late Prince Philip. She might think that she has got something there that she could use, interestingly. But the Lovers is, of course, any couple, any partnership. She could think that she has got aces with all of them, William and Catherine, Charles and Camilla, Andrew and his various associations in the past, that she might feel that she has, and I'm taking this card quite literally for once, she might feel that she has the inside info on a lot of those relationships and the true status of those relationships. She could spill the beans on them and how they really relate to each other in the privacy and intimacy of their own homes, because she's been around, she's seen it all, she's heard it all. Harry has told her all. We know there's some very vicious rumors that circulate. She could have that, she thinks, power in her hands. And again, as I say, Prince Philip is not immune from all of those rumors and that gossip. So there's that she could really tarnish reputations. She hasn't signed any NDAs. As she said, the choice is hers. She said that in that cut interview. She didn't sign any NDAs. She's got her journal. She could spill the beans anytime she wants. Of course, her own marriage, she could have things to say about that as well, and the behavior in the marriage. It's not a particularly toxic card, but my next question is, how toxic is she going to get? How vengeful, venomous? Is she going to go nuclear against Harry and the royals? What's her current sentiment? I've got 9 of Cups in reverse. That is more what's going on right now. If you watch my previous reading on the tour that was cancelled in Montecito and LA, that's more that energy of drunk texting, emailing, sending out toxic messages to press in the middle of the night, or writing toxic comments under newspaper articles. She is more upset than vicious right now. So medicating with alcohol possibly, or any other substance, because the Nine of Cups is very much one of those overindulgent cards. It's about alcohol, drugs, cups, always have that energy, especially in reverse, overusing. So right now her response seems to be that she is overusing. That's my opinion, and that she could then leak out in that rage, anguish. This is upset. This is upset. That in that state, she could lash out and say things, write things, communicate things that are vicious. But it's not the level of vicious that is possible. Not at all. It's not a particularly troubling card, actually. Just by the way, Nine of Cups is one of the pregnancy cards. Obviously, Cups months, 9 months. So in reverse, there might be, I was pregnant and had a miscarriage when this all happened. So just warning that we might get another miscarriage story around here. I fell over and I can't remember, because there were so many versions of the miscarriage eventually that it was hard to know which one was the true one. And I don't mean true in the sense of the objective truth here. I mean her own personal truth. But we might get more of that. Just saying. Outcome, royals. What are they planning? What are they going to do? What's their game plan for this? What are they going to do? We've got the Two of Pentacles in reverse. They're going to struggle with this one. They haven't worked it out yet, and it's going to take them a while to work it out, because twos are about choices, decisions, and here we have an older man and a younger man who are debating, and that would be William and Charles disagreeing about how to proceed. They're going to fall out over this. Not big, it's not huge chaos, but it's just disagreement about what to do. I think William is shine a light on this, tell everything, clean this whole mess out, go absolutely public, confess everything, and we'll tidy it up, we'll deal with it. We'll deal with this King of Wands in reverse energy. Let me do that. Whereas King Charles is like, no. In conflict around the decision of what to do and feeling overwhelmed, and that would be a Charles energy, I think, in particular, of do I really have to deal with this? But yes, you do have to deal with this, because William and Catherine have to take the monarchy forward without this hanging around their necks. So no clear plan coming out just yet. So that was that question. Now I've forgotten the last one. Oh, how toxic is this going to be for the royals? We've already got King of Wands in reverse here. How toxic is this divorce, the separation, the story going to be for them? Oh, we've got 10 of Cups. They'll survive. And they'll survive because of William and Catherine, to be clear. It's a family, and in front of a humble little cottage. So they are going to stay in their Adelaide cottage and not move into Windsor Castle anytime soon, and they're going to work very hard, and they're going to present themselves as the perfect family unit, full of love, hard-working, and dutiful, and loyal to each other and loyal to everyone else. It's interesting that they have got their back to us in this card, but there is that cross above them, which is very representative of the monarchy and of England. And as I say, it's a very humble card. It's not the King of Wands. Public doesn't want this King of Wands anymore. We don't want your show and your pompous displays and all the rest of it, fun as they are, of course. We want truth and honesty, and we want genuine family here now, because we've had lies. We had that false wedding. That's the King of Wands. We had that charade that we all went through, and it was all false. And so give us the 10 of Cups like this now, please, and then we'll be okay. So they'll be fine. Got some bumps in the road coming up, of course. We haven't seen how Has-Been is going to fare with the royals. We haven't looked at that, and what's going to happen to Meghan. Plenty to look at in the days to come. I'm sorry it's got so dark as I've been doing this reading. I started in bright sunshine, and it's got darker and darker and darker. I hope that isn't some sort of sense of foreboding. Hope you can pick your way through the cards in the dark. And thanks for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow.